All right, everybody's joining in. Good morning. Good morning. Got folks connecting to audio. Let's see. So we probably will have, yep, here comes somebody else. We'll probably have a few more people joining in. So we'll kind of get this thing off to a little bit of a slow start. But we want to thank you guys for hopping on here this morning and the afternoon, of course, back east. Welcome to our new carrier webinar. We are excited to be bringing Afortus Financial Services into the fold of companies that we offer here at Insurance Professionals. Got somebody else coming in. And what we're going to do today is kind of do a 30,000-foot view of what Afortus is all about and the opportunity that lies within their organization. Some of you saw our little promo video that we put out. I actually started off as a life, health, disability agent. So I know how tough that business is. And with that being said, we've been rather picky about the life insurance companies and health and disability and things like that we brought on because we try and be really big on opportunity with insurance professionals. We want, realistic things. We have been approached by other companies in the past that, where you hop on and you've got to spend $200 to $500 a week on their leads programs or something like that. And, to me, that always spells that a company is in the business of selling leads. And then, hey, maybe you'll sell some insurance too. But, in the meantime, I'm in a win-win because you're going to buy leads from me. And that's what I didn't like about it. And that's the reason that we did not partner with those companies. So, really what we've done with Afortus is, and some of you know too, still got some people trickling in here. Some of you know too from the promo video that I know agents that have been with Fortis Financial Insurance Services for a really, really long time. And, one guy in particular is making a boatload of money doing this, and he's helping people out. And, this is, I still got people coming in. This is something that you'll be utilizing life insurance and annuities. I'm not going to dive into too many of the details because I'm going to let Jesse over at Afortus do that. But you guys will be using life insurance and annuities as a vehicle to help people set aside money for retirement. They've got a system and a process in place to where, it's not like you're like, hey, how much can you afford to spend to save up for your retirement? Maybe they have a budget for that. Maybe they're like, I can spend $250. But, you go through and you start working through all these different equations to find money within their existing budget. So that way, they can take that savings and then they can reinvest it, which obviously means more money for them in retirement and more money for you on your paycheck, the more savings that you can find. So with that, I'll go ahead and turn it over to Jesse. He has been with Afortus for quite a while. He's an on the ball type of guy, which we like. We've been working with him here for a bit, and he's delivered 100% of the time on schedule for everything that he said he would. So, Jesse.
Abe, I appreciate that. Good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you are in the country. Like Abe said, I know that we're all over the place. Kind of working in a virtual world has been kind of a great thing. But no, appreciate that intro. Honestly, I want to just kind of go through, like Abe said, a 30,000-foot view of who Afortus is, what we do, and how we try to make your life easier as an agent, right? Like Abe said, there's a lot of companies out there that are more than happy to sell you a lead. A lead being something that is someone who maybe at one time, rather it was yesterday or 20 years ago, filled out a form and said that they'd love to have a conversation with you or would love to look at insurance. They sell it to you for a premium, and if you make a sale, cool, but if not, they're not out anything, right? There's no skin in the game for them. There's no commitment, there's no partnership. So something Fortis does that's very different is we build that partnership. We don't want it to be you out on your own, and we don't want it to be us doing all of the work either. It's a partnership of the two working together. I've got a little presentation I'm going to share with you guys. Like Abe said, again, 30,000-foot view. So this is going to be something that's going to show you kind of just our basics. We do have a recorded webinar that's about an hour long. that goes through everything. I always like to jokingly say the good, the bad, and the ugly, right? It breaks down every little thing that we do, how we do it, why we do it, how the products work, why the products work. I mean, it really gets into the nitty gritty. So it's something that I would highly recommend if going through this, it's something that you say, yeah, this could be a fit for me. This is something that I could add to my business and really help take my life and annuity side to that next level. You're definitely going to want to watch that. I'll throw it into the chat, just a link to it, so you can watch it whenever you want towards the end of this the webinar. And then that way you guys will have it for any any viewing or anything that you guys need to do. Let me go ahead and share my screen real quick just to run through this presentation. I'm hoping that it puts it on the right monitor. Of course it didn't. Let me switch these. Yeah, let's just duplicate. Sorry about that. Mine's still loading. Maybe. Sorry, guys. One sec. Technical difficulties, right? This is the fun of doing everything over Zoom. Let me just swap. There we go. Okay. Abe, you guys can see that, right? You can see the actual slide now?
Yes.
Perfect. So who Afortus is? Afortus is unique because it's created by agents and owned by agents. We are an agent-owned agency. All of our agents get a piece of the company once they've done 10,000 in target premium production. Once you've done that, you are a part of Afortus and you are one of the owners of Afortus. What that means is you're assigned units because we do profit sharing. So any profits that are done every quarter, we send out a check to everybody at the end of the quarter within 25 days after, and you participate in that profit based off of the production you did. Our big thing here at Afortus is making sure that you're spending time at the point of the spear. Again, we want you focused on doing what you got into this business for, which is running appointments, right? You didn't get into this business to cold call, to look for leads to purchase, to be chasing down that last client, right? You got into this because you wanted to help people. So what Afortus does is helps you by making sure you're always running appointments. You've got the training you need and all the tools at your fingertips. So you're spending time doing what you're good at, which is selling and helping other people by helping them get into some products. Prospecting. We take prospecting completely off the table. We give you 6 to 10 preset appointments every single week. That can be something that you're added to your current setup, or if you're not really doing any life business now, of course, just add this on so that you're able to just continue growing what you're doing or start fresh. Maybe you need to build a book of business in life. Great. We'll help you with that. Again, with the 6 to 10 preset appointments. Travel time is completely gone. We're completely virtual. So all of the appointments we're setting are done just like this. They're over a Zoom or over the phone. It's giving back a lot of time to our agents. It's taking away that windshield time. And right now it's saving us all a lot of money in gas, right? So we're loving the virtual setting. We've been doing this for about 3 years now. We started just before COVID hit. And we have no desire to change back. Our agents are loving the virtual appointments because, again, you're just rolling into your office, you're running your appointment, and you can be on to the next one just like that. You're not having to drive 30, 45 minutes across town to that next appointment that may no show on you. You're still independent with us. We do not require you to be captive, so you're still an independent agent with us. So you're able to work with us and any other carriers you're currently working with. Commission is direct from the carriers, so you're paid out quickly. This way, as soon as the policy goes issue paid, that money's in your bank account. The latest lag we have from our carriers paying is a week. We have a handful of our carriers that pay weekly. We do have a couple that pay daily. We have a proven sales system. So we have a system that takes it from getting the appointment set up all the way through to you closing that appointment. We have scripting for it. We have emails that you can send out. We have a little F&A sheet that you fill out with them. We have literally everything in the process from start to finish to make sure you're going to be successful. Because of course, we're putting a lot of money into those appointments for you. We want to make sure that you have all the opportunity in the world to sell them and that they're the best quality they can be. Because of course, if you're not making sales, you're just not making any money. But if you're not making sales from our appointments, we're losing money. So again, it's that making sure that we're kind of connected and you have everything you need to in that partnership so that you can be successful. That's a big part of what sets us apart from anybody else out there. We do training and weekly training meetings. All of our training for our agents is done virtually as well over Zoom. Again, we say on average training is about 2 weeks. But it's not every day, 9 to 5, Monday through Friday or anything like that. It's one-on-one with you and one of our managers, a gentleman by the name of Brett Olson, who would be working with you to help you guys get up to speed, make sure you've got a good understanding of what we're doing and help you get to that next level. But it's built out around you. What do you know about IULs? What do you know about indexed annuities? Where are you comfortable? Where are you not comfortable? And then we take the ball and run with what we need to fill in on the gaps. And then, of course, show you how to sell on our appointments because you've never done that before. So whether you're new to the business or been in it 20 years plus, we've got a fit for you. We've got a fit for someone who's new and really needs to learn all the ropes, or someone that's done it for a long time and just wants to take their business to the next level. So the main reason you're probably all here is when Abe sent it out and you saw that we provide the appointments at no cost to the agents, was probably a big reason you thought, okay, I need to make sure I'm on this webinar to hear what they've got to say. Now, we've got a lot of other systems that are really great, but on the appointment side, of course, this is kind of our big ticket item. What we're looking for is to see if you want to do this, full-time, part-time, doesn't matter. We have a model that fits for you. No matter how many hours you want to do, you can just put it into our calendar of what days and times you're not available. And then we fill in the rest with those appointments, giving you that 6 to 10 per week. We offer everything from management tracks. So if you want to grow with us and build out a team, or just be an agent with us and just write some business every now and then off of those appointments, we've got a track for both of those. Now, on the management track, one great thing is we will never ask you to recruit. There will never be a day that we come to you and say, you must go out and recruit for me. That's not something that's built into our system. In fact, we do that all from a corporate level. So we take that ball and we run with it once you've done certain amounts of production and let us know you want to build a team. And we help you build out that team by hiring on people that are qualified, that make sense, and that go through a full interview process. We then bring them on and pass them off to you to train. So just one more kind of perk is a growth model of what we've got available. And I promise you guys, we're different than anything you've ever seen before. So our 17 years of success is we've got about actually 16 offices nationwide now. We're the top IUL and annuity producing GA with many different carriers. We're the number 2 with Global Atlantic. A lot of you know them formerly as Aviva. We're growing to number 3 with F&G by the end of this year. We're going to the top 3 with Columbus Life by year's end as well. We may be number 4. We're pushing really hard to get to number 3. Why are we having so much success? What's kind of been our secret is we're in this together. So one of the big things, again, is it's that partnership. You're not out there doing it on your own or trying to figure things out. We're working with you to make sure you're successful. Here's some of the carriers we work with. In the beginning, we only start you out with Global Atlantic and Athene, and sometimes F&G. Now, if you're thinking to yourself, oh no, I'm already working with Athene, or I'm already working with Global Atlantic, or I'm already working with F&G, no worries. We can either move that contract over to us, number 1, or number 2, we'll work with some of our other carriers and you just be able to, work with our appointments on the appointments through the carriers you have with us. So those are some that we work with. Again, the main one being Global Atlantic Secordia, and then of course Athene for our annuity side, and then F&G as well for our life side. So the preset virtual qualified appointments, who we're setting with. We're setting with state pension holders. So that could be a teacher, a professor at a state college level, a firefighter, a policeman, a city employee, anybody with a pension and that's currently actively has a pension and holding a pension is who we meet with. Excuse me. Our marketing approach is we want to talk to them about their retirement. We want to see where they're at in their retirement plan and their retirement goals. And we want to be able to see if what they're doing with their pension is going to get them to where they need to for retirement. Shocking, the answer is it's not, right? We all talk to people. Everybody has these goals of what they want for their retirement dreams. And usually one product, even sometimes 2, isn't quite going to get them to where they need to. So we use the Index Universal Life because of its cash value side to show them how that can fill that income or that requirement for their income gap, how it can solve for that, and that it's a life insurance policy at its core. So not only are we taking care of helping them get their retirement, but heaven forbid if something does happen to that breadwinner, they're still protected because at the core, it's an Index Universal Life, right? They've got that life product that will protect them and their family. So it's more of an educational sell, not a high pressure sell. We're helping them based off of what their needs are and making sure that they have that met, and then walking them through the perks of the product. How we set them, they're requesting the appointment from us. You guys, this is a huge ticket that's different than most other companies that even sell you the leads. Is we have the clients requesting the appointment from us. They're asking for us to meet with them. They're giving us the date and time that they want to have the appointment, and then we're passing that on to you as the agent. So usually 9 out of 10 of our appointments are showing. Usually 9 out of 10 of them are sitting there and have all of their paperwork ready to go in the sense of this is what I've currently got, this is what I want to do. And of course our training, we'll show you how to run this appointment so it's a slam dunk every time. We run them over Zoom and over the phone. Again, you're not traveling. And then, of course, we're always building out more appointment systems. This is not our only one. We also do some debt reduction things so that they can learn how to save to build for an IUL. We're doing some online leads for people that just want to buy a life insurance policy that aren't looking for the retirement kind of direction that we're running things. So we've got some other appointments that we're always building up as well. Our core, however, are those pension holders, and that's what you would be running as an agent with us. So how those appointments go to work for you. Well, again, we give you 6 to 10 of those every single week. Out of those, we teach you how to get at least 3 referrals from every second. So out of the, let's say you're getting 10 appointments, usually 7 or 8 of those you're getting a first appointment with. About 5 to 6 you're doing a second appointment with, and then you're closing anywhere to 1 to 3 every single week. Out of those 5 or 6 that you're getting a second appointment with, though, we're teaching you how to get 3 referrals off of that. So what we're trying to do is not just give you appointments and say, okay, just keep using these appointments and you'll be able to make some good money. We want that to grow. So you're doing 9 to 13 new appointments every week, 400 plus appointments every year, right? We're trying to solve for the problem of productivity, making sure that you're always doing something, making sure that you've got that next thing to be working on. So our goal is not to just give you the 6 to 10 appointments, but show you how to grow off of those appointments to that next level. So you don't become what we jokingly call a lead junkie, right? Someone who just needs those appointments to be able to survive. We're teaching you how to grow your business off of that as well, to get into those referrals and different things and take your life business to that next level. Now, you guys, does that change your appointment flow? If you had, 6 to 10 preset appointments, you got 9 to 13 new appointments on top of that per week out of your referrals that you're getting off of our appointments. How does that change your appointment flow? More importantly, how does that change your income? Where does that take your income if you're looking at things? If you're getting even just 1 to 2 sales per week off of the life business, what does that do to your income if you know you're doing that every single week, and you know the next week you've got people to work with, and the next week, and the next week, and the next week, and so on and so forth. So just real quickly to touch on the income potential, our average monthly premium that someone's putting in is just a little over $300. But for easy math, I did $300. So the monthly premium is $300 times 12 months. Your annualized premium is $3,600. So at training, our commission levels are a little bit different, right? Here's where kind of everything changes. We're putting the money in to pay for those appointments. So we have to be able to make that up somehow. Except for now, the risk is on our side, right? We have to hope that you're going to make sales, and we've set good quality appointments for you, and we've done a good job on our training for you to be able to make those sales. So our commission levels are a little bit lower, but again, the trade-off is you've always got appointments that are qualified to be working with every single week. So during training, you're at 45%. After you do 30,000 in target premium, so once training's complete, you're at 55%. 55% is our basic average level for our agents. The highest level contract we give out at Afortus is 70%. That's the highest. And again, that's just for the fact, and the 70% is if you get into leadership or management, or you're producing really big numbers, then of course we can have a conversation about that. But 55 is kind of our average level. So let's say you're at a 55 commission rate. We have a 2% that comes out for the back office support that you can choose to do. You don't have to. And some really exciting news, is in the next month or so, that's going away, and we're just paying for that out of our side. We're currently working on onboarding someone to handle that back office. But right now you can pay the 2% out of your commission to pay for the back office support. But again, within the next month or so, that'll be taken off the table in the sense of the 2%, but we still have the back office support for you. So that is coming. So on average, that's $3,600 that you're doing at, let's say, the 53%. So that's about $1,908 per case that you're taking home in your pocket. Now, a lot of you have done term or different things like that. You hear 55% and you think, oh my gosh, I'm making $30, right? So on the term side or the final expense or different products like that, it's a little bit lower just because the commissions are a little bit lower. But because we're pre-qualifying and pre-setting these appointments and we know what the value is of each one, we kind of can make sure that we know what type of policy they're looking to do. That's why our average case size is $300 per month. That's why you're making about $1,900 per case off of each of these. And again, you should be closing anywhere from 1 to 3 every single week on these. So it's, again, a huge change to what it can do to your income, especially if you're adding it on to what you're already doing. If you're doing this full time, that's great as well. But if you're adding it on, it's something that you just is one more piece to your business that you can do from everything else you're working with the insurance professionals with. So next steps, let's say that you're liking all of this, that you're thinking, hey, Jesse, this seems like a good fit for me. This seems like something that I would enjoy to do. I would like to move forward with. Feel free to, what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw in the link. In fact, let me throw it in the chat right now. Well, actually, I'll do it again. Sorry, just because I've got my presentation pulled up. At the end, I'm going to throw a link in the chat. It's a video. You can pause it. You can start it again. You can do whatever you need to. It's about an hour long, but it goes into literally all of the nitty gritty. It explains exactly how the products work. It shows you an exact illustration of what we're doing with our clients. It shows you what we're doing, why we're doing, how our presentation works. I mean, it gets into the really nitty gritty. Again, this is just the 30,000 foot view, so you can really quickly get a feel for who we are and what we're looking to do with the insurance professionals. But the webinar, the full one, shows you the nitty gritty. It's got everything in there. It's something that you definitely would want to watch before talking to me and talking about next steps. There are some requirements we have on our side. It talks about what E&O coverage you got to have, all of that good stuff, right? But it goes into it a little bit further in details. But here's my contact information. My email address is jesse.woodcox@afortus.com. And there's my cell phone, 801-787-4284. So first step, watch that overview. If for some reason you lose the link or it doesn't post or something like that, give me a call. I can email it over to you, not a problem. But there's after that, we would have a quick interview. I just want to make sure you've got a good understanding of who we are and what we do, that there's no extra questions or anything like that. And then, of course, if everything looks good, we'll move you on to our paperwork, which is going to look like any paperwork you've ever filled out with a carrier before. And then we jump into the training and we get things going in a big way. Now, the timing is kind of perfect, you guys, that I wanted to share as well. We actually have our large corporate training meeting that's coming up in Denver, actually at the end of this month. So something that we're doing is we're actually letting all of you guys know that it's going to be the Sonesta Hotel. It's going to be from the 26th to the 28th for anybody that can make it. Again, we know that that's a little bit last minute, but I can send you the link with all the information. Just timing wise, this kind of worked out. On average, it's $200 that we charge for our agents to be there as a ticket. However, for your group specifically, for the insurance professionals, anybody that wants to go or be a part of that and really learn from the best of the best and see what we've got going on and just take your training kind of that next level with us really quickly right out the gate, is we're willing to drop that price to just $50. So $50 covers your food, all of your binders, your everything that you'd need for the meetings. Of course, you'd still have to pay for your hotel rooms. They're pretty cheap. They're like 100 and something a night. For the 3 nights. And then of course, flights, thank heavens it's Denver, right? They're a hub, so they're cheap flights, but something to think about if you're considering coming on and doing the training and everything with us. This is a great way to jumpstart it. And again, the timing just kind of worked out really well. And again, I've got links and everything that I can send out for that. If during the interview process you say, hey, Jesse, I want to go to that convention, that training, I need to be a part of that. Great. I can send you that information over as well. Again, it's not required, but it's something we have coming up that I just want to make sure everybody's aware of. That really is all I had. One more time, just so my information's right there. I'm going to pull that back up. But that's really all I had from kind of the 30,000 foot view, so that you guys could kind of see who we are, what we do, and why we're so excited to be partnering with you guys, and what we think we can do to help take everything kind of the next level in both your life business and just partnering, again, with everything that Abe and the insurance professionals are doing, which is some incredible stuff. That we're, of course, going to utilize on our end a little bit as well. But we're super excited to team up with you guys. We think it's a match made in heaven, and want you guys to be able to work with us and us with you. And again, I'm here for any questions I can be, and feel free to call or text or email. I joke all the time, I'm good at everything but smoke signals at this point. So whatever I can do to help make sure you guys are getting questions answered. I did just throw that link in the chat for that video. So that's the full webinar. Again, click on that now so you've got it pulled up. But feel free to watch that at any time, guys. It's about an hour long, but it's just a recording of one of the webinars that myself and our director of sales, Heath Thompson, did. So it's a lot of fun. Goes through all the nitty gritty, and then after that, give me a call. Love to have a conversation with you and see if there's something here worth moving forward and if it's a good fit.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you, Jesse. And I did some quick math while you were doing it. So $1,908 per case. If we're closing 2 a week, $198,432 a year. That's not bad. That's really good.
It's nothing to sneeze at, I think is the saying, right? If you're doing $200K a year and you're not paying for appointments ever, there's no charge ever, any day,
and you don't have to leave
for our
your living
appointments. Yeah, without even leaving your office or your living room.
Right. Let's see. Yes, Kenneth Anthony in the chat says, I had a client missed a portion. Can I get a copy of the webinar and the video? We are recording this and we will send it. I saw you come in. About a few minutes late there. So yeah, we're recording it. We're going to send it out to everybody. And then it'll be up on the on-demand training on the InsurePro agent, training page. I want to open it up for a couple of minutes here. Anybody that doesn't have any questions, you can feel free to hop off. But does anybody have any questions? Go ahead and unmute yourself. Just hop in. Let's see. John Decker is a retired teacher, former union vice president. This is something I've been looking for. I have contracts with the New York Citizen and New York School Teachers Union. Are you in New York?
So the answer is no. As most insurance companies are not. New York's got some tricky laws and different things to get in there. So we are not. It's the one state we're not in. We are literally in every other state in the country. However, if some of your New York clients have maybe moved out of state or things like that, that's a good opportunity. And we do have a built-in CRM and everything in our system that we give our agents as well, that we've got some pre-built emails that we could send over to you, that you could do some feelers and see if there's anybody that has moved out, and we've got some options. We have worked with people in situations like that in the past. It's just a great way to get into some extra business.
Yeah. Well, and I bet, John, that over the last few years, maybe there's been more than a handful of teachers that have left. Because, I mean, the whole country's reshuffled in the last 3 years, right?
Absolutely.
So I bet you anything there would definitely be some money there.
And one more thing, sorry, just real quick, Abe, is let's, John, say that you're in New York and so you're worried about selling in New York. You can still work with us. Be in New York, get a non-res license in any other state, and we can set your appointments again.
Right, John?
Virtual is awesome.
Yeah, I think if I remember right, John has some non-resident license. Maybe I'm wrong.
Awesome.
Okay. Does anybody else have any questions? Feel free to unmute, hop in, put it in the chat box. Yep, I'm licensed in other states, so I'm still interested. And yeah, and they're setting the appointments too, right? So that would have been a bonus source of leads, and it still may very well be a bonus source of leads.
Correct. Yeah, it's not something to forget about at this point, for sure. We can help you with those.
Yeah, I know. In my community here in Arizona, we've got New York license plates all over town right now. Can you have downlines in this role? Charles Betts asks.
Absolutely, Charles. So one of the great things is because we focus on keeping you at the point of the spear, we've got two different roads for that. Road number one is you are able to build your own team and get a 10% override. Bring people in, they go through an interview process with me, I run them through the webinar. All the things are kind of the same, so we just make sure they're good quality and a good fit. And then you get a 10% override on those. Or option B is you reach some requirements, do the 30,000 in target premium, keep a 10-week average of at least 10K, which is about 2.5 of our average size cases. If you can do those couple of things, we'll recruit agents for you. We'll pay for that. We'll do the onboarding. We'll do the recruiting. We'll do the training. We pass them on to you. You train them and get them up to speed, and you can get a 15 to 25% override off of those. So not only do we can you build your own downline, we'll build one for you.
Wow. That's awesome. Any other questions? Like I said, feel free to unmute yourself if you've got anything and just interrupt me. Jump right in. Isabel McDonald says, I'll be reaching out too. That's awesome.
Great. Excited.
Yeah. I mean, and even if you're still pursuing that was what I liked about this too, is like, you're not going to work for them. You're not, you're still an independent contractor. You can pop in your own schedule. Like, I want appointments Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Tuesday, Thursday. I'm going to work with my existing clients or work on my P&C business or whatever it is. And then obviously, like, especially with insurance professionals, right? There's the obvious benefit of Afortus Financial does not do any property and casualty insurance lines. Correct. So you guys are totally free to, cross-sell these clients with your P&C business also. Can your system work if I am only licensed for life and not annuities?
Yes. So the good news is we're only doing the indexed annuities. So as long as you've got a life license, you can work with our annuities. We don't do variable. We don't do AUM. We don't do any of that kind of stuff. We don't mess with that. So as long as you've got a life license, you can sell all of our products.
Yeah. And the funny thing is I was actually I went and got my haircut, talking to my barber about this upcoming webinar, kind of what we were doing, because he's looking at changing careers. And he goes, well, my mom's got an annuity, and I've heard that annuities are the worst possible investment and that you can get a better return by just throwing your money in the stock market. And my response to him was, well, generally speaking, yeah, but, we're talking about teachers, firefighters, people with a pension. These people are not high risk tolerance individuals. By nature, they want something safe. That's what their job is something safe with a guaranteed future. And that he goes, oh yeah, well, my mom was a teacher. And I'm like, oh, there you go. She got an annuity. That makes sense. So great. Well, if anybody else has any questions, hop in, make it loud, because we're about to close out. Thank you all for your time. And we will be having this again. So we're going to send it out in an email, but we're also going to have one on Tuesday. So that'll be perfect.
Yep. Looking forward to it. And again, you guys have my contact info. I'm more than happy to answer questions. If you get my voicemail, leave something and I'll get back to you as quick as I can.
Will I be paid in advance or as earned?
You're paid. We do advance. So you're in advance at $1,500, and then the rest is paid out as earned. So you're mostly, it's like 80% that comes out per policy. So as advanced. Good question.
Building up some back in the income.
And just real quick note, because it's a good one, is we also pay residuals. Day one, you're vested on those, and it's 1.25%. So day one vesting, which nobody else anywhere does, and 1.25% on those.
Cool. All right.
I wouldn't mind saying a thing or two just real quick.
Hey, Heath, how are you?
Hey, good. Wonderful webinar. Thanks so much for doing this.
Yeah.
And just from my perspective, being an agent that's been with Afortus for the last 20 years,
Wow.
Love this company, love its leadership, love the courage and the commitment that the leadership team has to us agents. And I've loved it. It's been wonderful. And this new kind of lead that we've been running now for the last couple of years, to get in front of these people that are actually excited to see us, want information, are anxious to get help. It's completely refreshed my career. You know, I've been doing this now for 20, 25 years. And to have a new lead where I call somebody up and they say, oh, thanks so much for calling. I've been excited to get this information and get some help. That's a breath of fresh air. And it's been wonderful. So just wanted to give a shout out. I've loved Afortus for a long time. And I think you guys can find a nice home here and a good place to either restart your career or keep it cranking in a big time way. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, and I can echo that sentiment too, because that was so we used to own a retail agency, and then we sold that in a couple of years ago. But that was one of the cool things that we did. We had this awesome lead generation system where our phone rang all day long, and I could tell you the difference going from prospecting and like, hey, do you want to buy some insurance, or some variation of, do you want to buy some insurance after a lead funnel or whatever it is, right? It's a lot of work and it's hard. Yeah. And people, oftentimes be like, no, or they're annoyed, or maybe they're not interested right now, or like, whatever other reason they've got to not do it. So when you're walking into an appointment with somebody that is taking time out of their day and scheduled to reach out to you or to, get this initiated, that's a way different conversation. It doesn't feel like sales. It feels like consulting, which it really is what it is. So, it takes the salesy stuff out of it for you, and puts you in a position of being a professional consultant, which really is what we're supposed to be as insurance agents.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more.
Yeah. Cool. Thank you, everybody. If we have any questions, you can go ahead and email Jesse, and we'll see you guys Tuesday of next week or on the recording. Thanks.
See you guys later.
Yeah.